I think I might go ahead now and give my thoughts on the build as a whole. Hello YouTube, I am Lightly Salted and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to our continuing walkthrough of the new in-game tutorials in Uboat. Okay, next on the docket is Guide Recruitment. This training will explain to you common tasks related to preparing your crew after a mission. Explained topics include sailor and officer recruitment, promotions, keeping officers in a reserve. Estimated duration of 5 minutes. Hello Skipper, during this assignment I will explain to you how to prepare the crew on your U-boat for the challenges ahead. Over time you will have to recruit new sailors. You can perform all recruitment tasks by talking with the recruitment officer at a port. Please do that now by clicking on him using a left mouse button. Good, now select the first dialogue option to look at the available recruits. This is a list of candidates that can be recruited to your crew. You can click on each candidate to see details about him. Column on the right contains a cost of joining a recruit to the crew. Keep in mind that this cost may vary between ports. It's usually cheaper to recruit sailors close to the homeland. This list usually contains only sailors, but if you have the space for more officers in your crew, they may appear there from time to time too. You can close this view for now. Okay. After you recruit new sailors, they may need to be assigned to your crew. To do that, open the crew list by clicking on the highlighted button using a left mouse button. Okay. This screen allows you to specify which sailors will join the crew on your ship and who will remain in port. The first two labels on the right specify successively the number of officers and the numbers of sailors currently on board. The last one specifies the number of available officer promotions for sailors. Now that is something I did not know. I never knew what this little number meant. Apparently we can promote one sailor, I guess? You can close this view for now. Okay. Hey, and we did it. Okay, so that was a very quick and dirty recruitment tutorial. Makes perfect sense. Buy sailors, you put them on the boat. I mean, I guess they could have specified that to take a person off the boat, you uncheck them, and to put them back on, you do check them. Other than that, no, this was fine. This was absolutely fine. That was very, very quick, so why don't we go ahead and fire up the next one. Guide, Ship Upgrades. This training mission explains how to upgrade your ship. 5-minute duration. Sounds good. Hello, Skipper. This time I will quickly explain you how to upgrade the ship. Alright. Ship upgrades can be ordered at the port warehouse. Please talk to the warehouse worker before we proceed. Good. Now select the highlighted dialogue option to open the upgrade mode. You are currently in an upgrade mode. Click on the devices on your ship to open a list of available upgrades for them. Okay? Please click on... oh, alright. This list contains upgrades that are available for the selected device. Some upgrades on this list may be currently locked. That means that the technology needed to install that upgrade is not researched yet, but is available for research at the headquarters. Oh, that's spelled all funny. Querter. Okay. This list will expand over time as the technology progresses and new research becomes available. Okay. And that's the mission. I mean, very straightforward. You research stuff and you upgrade your ship. No, I really have nothing to say about that. That was exactly what it needs to be. You click on a thing and you select an upgrade for it. Great, perfect, fantastic. Not bad at all. Gonna have to give you that one, devs. Quick and easy. Love it. Guide, Headquarters. During this assignment, you will learn how to assign your officers to tasks at Kriegsmarine Headquarters. Estimated duration of 5 minutes. Hello, Skipper. I will give you a quick introduction how to aid Kriegsmarine by assigning your officers to help with ongoing research and other tasks. Please open the headquarters screen before we continue by clicking on the highlighted button in the menu. Welcome to the Headquarters, Captain. Here you can delegate your officers to perform special tasks, such as organizing reconnaissance or developing new technologies. Click on a blank document in the lower left part of the screen to look through available tasks in the Headquarter. Good, now select any icon on the map by clicking on it using a left mouse button. The document you've seen on the left describes a project that is currently being worked on by the Headquarters. You can assign one of your officers to complete it by clicking on the empty slot in the bottom of the page, as long as he meets the requirements. The officer must also be not assigned to participate in the next assignment on board of your ship in the crew management menu. Hang on. The officer must also not be assigned to participate in the next assignment on board of your ship. I think they're just trying to say the officer has to be off your ship first. And, okay, yep. That's all you had to know, Skipper. Good luck. All right. I mean, not bad. It gives you exactly how you're supposed to do it. That's great. I would have liked a blurb about all the ones with yellow icons. I mean, I guess you could just read it here. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so headquarters. Take people off the boat and make them research stuff. Perfect. Okay, so this wraps up the tutorial series for, well, currently, at least in Preview 5. That's all the tutorial missions that there are. I think I might go ahead now and give my thoughts on the build as a whole. So B128 has been almost rabidly sought after by the fan base of the game. The Steam forums have been quite a place to behold lately, with people just about losing their minds, dying to know when the next iteration of the game is going to come out. And I get that, I get that. The devs have a roadmap, and they've been trying to stick to it, and that's good. What do I think of the build as a whole? I think the graphical improvements are absolutely, bar none, fantastic. They are hands down the best portion of this new build. The game looks amazing. It's a lot lighter on system resources now. The loading screens are much improved, and just overall, it feels like a snappier game. Everything seems to work a little bit faster than it used to, so I'm very, very pleased with the tweaks they've made there. What about changes to mechanics? So I've noted so far that a lot of my issues with the detection system in 127 are still prevalent in 128. And by that I mean, you get an indication that there's a ship, say, right here where my mouse is, but you still don't see the ship, and it's over here by the time the game picks it up. Or you're just trucking along doing your thing, there's nothing on the horizon, then suddenly, boom, there's a destroyer right beside you. So it's not to that extent, at least. I've never seen a ship spawn anywhere, say, closer than like a circle like this kind of thing. But the detection issues are still there. They weren't a problem in 126. I'm not sure what they did in 127 to make them be such a thing, but they still exist in 128, at least to some extent. The improved dive times are fantastic, my god. When you're in the middle of a battle, trying desperately to get your ship under is always quite a struggle, and the improved dive times are a lifesaver. It's an actual game-changing experience, in my opinion. The aircraft, so if you take a look at your map here, the RAF bases, the aircraft seem to operate more in a bubble, as opposed to just zipping all over the place like they used to. They seem to and again, this is just from my experiences, they seem to operate more in a bubble around the base, and that's fantastic to see. They also appear at night, so long as it's not too stormy, which I've seen arguments that it's not historically accurate, but you know what? The game is still a game, so let's have some challenges. Let's have some aircraft at night when it's harder to see them, harder to track them, harder to shoot them down. Game AI. I've yet to see any meaningful change in the game's AI that might be forthcoming in another preview or at least the full version of B128. So I can't really remark too much about AI improvements. The deck gun appears to do, well, at least it appeared to be doing better damage, especially against Empire-class ships. I don't know what they built Empires out of in Build 127, but my god, it was like it was like firing at concrete. It just, you couldn't make a dent in those things. They seem to get a little squishier in this build, at least in the first two previews. And then all of a sudden, my deck rounds are not doing the same kind of damage they were a preview ago, so I don't know where we're going to land with the deck guns, the deck gun rounds at the moment. At first, it seemed they tried to balance them a little bit better, where an HE round would actually do HE level damage. But now that's gone back to more B127 levels, so we'll see how that turns out. Content. New ships. There is one that I'm aware of, the Hunt-class destroyer. I've already found it. I've already sank it. It operates exactly like a destroyer should operate, and it sinks just as easily as a destroyer should sink, provided you hit it with enough torpedoes. Content overall. It might just be because I'm a fairly old hand at the game. It might be that we were very, very spoiled with B127. There was so much new content in B127, so many extra ships, so many extra airplanes. Maybe it's that I got spoiled. I really hoped for something more. I hoped for more missions, maybe, more variation in the missions, maybe. Don't get me wrong, they did a fantastic job at making this run smoother, and that probably took an awful lot of human processing power. But the game quickly becomes stagnant as it currently stands. Again, maybe for somebody who just picked up 127 in the last couple of months, maybe you've still got a whole lot of game ahead of you. But I don't think B128 is going to have the longevity of B127. I don't think it's going to keep people's interest as long as 126 or 127 did. It's also been posted by the devs that they expect to have the full version of this game launched early next year. So we're talking January, February of 2021. And I'm very, very worried about that. There's been no hint at what they're doing with this. Why do we have small arms? Are we going to be able to get these secret technologies off of ships and bring them to the surface and retro engineer them as per your radioman's skill sets? There are a lot of questions as to some of the mechanics that look like they were put into the game to start something, but they're not fleshed out yet. I'm very, very worried that what you're seeing on the screen right now is basically what the game is going to be. January, February is not very, very far away, so unless they're sitting on some major treasure trove of content, and they're sort of just baiting us along, I'm very worried that this is it. This is the game. And don't get me wrong, it's a great game, and if you've picked it up on sale especially, it's been totally worth the money. I've got well over 300 hours into this thing, and I spent $24. So if you've spent anything close to that amount of money, and you can get hundreds upon hundreds of hours of enjoyment out of it, then, you know, you didn't get ripped off. You definitely got your money's worth. But yes, I do have some concerns about where the game is headed. Okay, I think that's enough rambling from Salted for today. Now, if you enjoyed the content, why don't you go ahead and hit like, maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I have been Lightly Salted. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.